What's up, guys? It's Cam coming at you from the 2-6. Welcome back to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Compliments. It is a divisive issue, but it's either you get them or you don't. So for those of you who get compliments or want to know what fragrances I'm wearing during the fall and winter, I've got 10 of my most complimented fall and winter fragrances. Stay tuned. Let's get into this. Before we get things rolling, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, www.myfragrancesamples.com. It's where I always go when I want to try new fragrances or not so new fragrances. They have hundreds of brands, hundreds of choices, fantastic customer service. Use my discount code CFR15. It is good 24 and more. So I do actually have 10 fragrances, but I have 12. I have 2 honorable mentions, one that I'm going to start things off with, and then one at the end. Also stay tuned at the end because I have a pretty cool giveaway. Okay, so the first fragrance is an honorable mention, and the reason it's an honorable mention is because it's a brand new fragrance, but I do feel that it's going to be a heavy contender because I'm already pulling compliments. I have 2 of these little sample bottles that my friend Kenneth Labbé over at the Disabled Fragrance Guy gave me of Pegasus Exclusive. Pegasus Exclusive is a much darker, richer, bolder, sexier, mysterious version of an already notoriously sexy fragrance, Pegasus. Now they added oud to this and cardamom, and it also has that notorious bitter almond and vanilla. Very sexy, very dark and mysterious. You definitely want to check out the exclusive version of Pegasus. Make sure to go show the Disabled Fragrance Guy some love. I will leave the link to his channel down in the description. Now I don't necessarily have these like 10 through 1, but I think like the first 5 will be, not quite as heavy as the last 5. I had a hard time figuring what was going to go where, so just coming in at number 10 for sake of it being numbered is Azzaro's Wanted by Night. This one has cinnamon, cedar, tobacco, has above average performance and projection. It is a compliment beast. It's a sexy fragrance. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite designer fragrances, especially for this time of year, Wanted by Night. Coming in at number 9 from Tiziana Terenzi is Spirito Fiorentino. This beautiful gem right here has a DNA that you guys may or may not know works amazingly this time of year. Very similar to Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540, but adds some Tuscan leather. That's pretty much the gist of this. Some of the notes in this are going to be that beautiful saffron note that you get in the BR 540. You also get some amber and that Tuscan leather, which makes this a much more, deep and darker, manlier version of BR 540. So for those of you that find BR 540 a little too feminine or a little too light, add that leather to it, you have something dangerous on your hands. Coming in at number 8 is a $20 gem that is a must-have for almost any man. If you're a fragrance enthusiast, it is Burberry London. This fragrance is absolutely notorious to wear around the holidays. It does kind of give off like a Christmassy, Thanksgiving type vibe. There's just something warm and cozy, but yet very sexy and seductive. Perfect for date night or those outings with the family. Some of the notes in this one are going to be cinnamon, leather, tobacco, and the port wine, which actually sets this apart from some of the other tobacco fragrances. So the next fragrance comes from a fragrance line that had multiple choices I could have picked, but the one that has the most action that cuts through the cold is Armani Code Profumo. It's dark, mysterious, excellent performance, excellent sillage. There are a few people that I run into from time to time that are not that crazy about this, but I'd say like 98.3, just pulling that out of my ass figure, loves this fragrance. It just smells good, it's sweet, it's sexy, good for clubbing, good for date night, just a very well-rounded fragrance, especially for these colder months. Some of the notes in this one are going to be cardamom, nutmeg, and tonka bean, a very sexy tonka bean, and of course that cardamom, you guys know, is like that spice is thrown in just about all the notorious day night fragrances. Next fragrance will be no surprise to any of you. I have had it in so many lineups, but I cannot neglect it because it just works, plain and simple. Maison Margiela's replica line Jazz Club. Pink pepper, vanilla, tobacco, rum, you know the drill. It works, it's sexy, it's masculine, it pulls compliments like crazy, crazy, crazy. Women adore this fragrance, and it's definitely still working. Still works for me when I just don't know what to wear this time of year, just like, and it's Dunyan rings. Next fragrance is an iconic fragrance for this time of year, and women frankly adore it. It is kind of fun but sexy at the same time. It could be whimsical, it could be casual, or it could be for date night. It is Teddy Mugler's Amen Pure Havane. Plain and simple, another one that just absolutely works. I mean, if you want to talk about some of these fragrances just being dumb reaches for compliments, this lineup is probably going to work really good for most people. Not all people, but most people for sure. This one is going to have that lovely concoction that people love this time of year that has tobacco, honey, it has some cacao, some patchouli, some vanilla. It just flat ass works. Now, when I say flat ass works, I'm just saying it just kind of flat. But I like the asses to be, more heart-shaped. So just to clarify. Now, the next fragrance is not only going to be one of my most complimented fragrances, period, ever. It is definitely the fragrance that I have had the most interactions from subscribers. They're like, Cam, thanks for the tip. Yes, this works. It works, it works, it works. I don't know how many times I've heard that. For all of you who have sent emails, hit me up on IG, down in the comments, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that it works for you. And yes, I am talking about my secret weapon from Nasamado Berionda. Whiskey goodness. Whiskey and boozy does not always work as far as compliments go, but there is something so seductive and sexy about this. It completely just blew my mind. So some of the notes in this are going to be musk, ambrette, whiskey, and woods. It's just not a complicated note breakdown. You also have some ambroxan in here to really push that performance. This one is loud. I know some people kind of fuss about the prices of some of the Nasamados, but just look around, keep your eyes open. This one can be purchased for $100 almost all day long. And of course, you can always sample before you buy. That's what I always recommend. But again, this one has had the most positive feedback from you. So apparently I'm not the only one that is getting the compliments from the ladies with this. So keep that in mind. Next fragrance is actually a fragrance that put this channel on the map. It was in my lineup that I had with Desiree for the men's winter date night fragrances, and sometimes it winds up getting a little neglected because it kind of sits with a bunch of my Parfum de Marly bottles. Yes, I am talking about Layton. And yes, it still works. Great performance, still has that sex appeal, great performance, great sillage. It's just a kind of a no-brainer. And if you guys did not see how that went down, it actually went up against Creed Aventus. It may have been just because of the female. So I know this video that I'm talking about was very divisive. There was people like, hell yeah, Layton for the win. And then there was some people like, it beat Aventus. No effing way, bruh. So however you feel about it, I still think Layton is a excellent compliment pulling fragrance. Some of the notes in this are going to be violet, apple, vanilla, and then you're also going to have some pepper in there to spice things up just a little bit. Speaking of spice, this noisy little bugger right here, Spice Bomb Extreme from Victor and Rolf. I'm seeing this fragrance in more ladies' lineups as a sexy fragrance that they like to smell. And yes, it absolutely works. I know this fragrance isn't for everybody. I know some ladies that actually don't like this, but as far as compliments, attention grabbing, a well-balanced fragrance that's really going to push through in the cold weather, this one is hard to beat. Now, it can be a little hard to find sometimes, and I wouldn't say that it would be fair to say, okay, well, if you can't find the extreme, just go for Spice Bomb. I actually like this much more, and it seems like Spice Bomb was just too loud. Some of the notes in this are going to be lavender, pepper, tobacco, and vanilla. Another fragrance that got a lot of positive feedback on this channel from a female guest, Samantha, and also from a lot of you in the comments are like, yep, she nailed that one for sure, from Emporio Armani, Stronger With You Intensely. Those of you who love those amber and tonka fragrances, this is a stunner, especially to be, on the less expensive side. I'm still, I'm not saying it's like super cheap. I'm not really seeing these at the discounters I've seen it maybe like a couple of times, but it's gone like immediately. So just keep your eyes out for this. It may even be worth the retail price for some of you. I don't ever say, hey, just go buy retail, but it's not crazy expensive. I just say maybe buy the smaller bottle like I did. Some of the notes in this are going to be pink pepper, toffee, cinnamon, amber, and tonka bean. Just a beautiful fragrance that just kicks up that original DNA up and actually pulls more compliments than the OG. So that was technically the 10 right there. And I said I had one more honorable mention. And I started just to put this in the lineup, but I didn't want to cause controversy because it is a brand new fragrance, and I'm talking about most complimented for fall and winter. But so far, this fall and winter, my most complimented fragrance is Angel Share by Kilian. Now, I originally did like first impressions on this fragrance just when I had little sample bottles. Now that I have a full bottle, the atomizer on this is, not wasting it. You see, hopefully you saw that. The sillage that this fragrance creates is insane, absolutely insane. I was kind of on the fence about the performance and the projection. Of course, I was just like, with tiny little decants. When you get a full push, especially if you do like 2-3 sprays of this, son, oh my gosh. My brother was actually wearing this the other day and came in where I was working at. He had the whole building fumigated, and it wasn't like he drowned himself in it. This just really, really performs. And traditionally, Kilian's run pretty strong. This one can be bought at full retail for like $195, and a refillable, really cool looking bottle to boot. Vanilla, tonka bean, and oak wood. This is a masterpiece. It will definitely go down as one of the absolute best releases for 2020, and its counterpart, Roses on Ice, was a very strong release as well. So far, this is definitely going to be at least in like the top 10 for sure. Let's say top 8. It's going to be in the top 8 releases of 2020, and for fall and winter, it's going to be in like the top 3 or 4 for sure. If you have not got your nose on this, oh my God, you need to. Which brings me to the giveaway. I'm going to give one lucky winner a 5 ml sample of every single one of these fragrances, with the exception of the Pegasus exclusive. I will give the remainder of what I have in that decant to a lucky winner. All you need to do is make sure that you're subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know why you want to try all these fragrances. I'll pick one lucky winner. I will announce the winner on the Monday after Thanksgiving. So you guys have got until a little bit after Thanksgiving to drop them comments down below, and make sure that you're subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. As always, I appreciate you guys. I hope you're all staying safe. Until next time, I'll see you on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.